Are you ready to become a co-vocational leader? I want to take you on a short journey today, a journey of discovery, a journey of reimagining what leadership, calling, and impact can really look like in this season of your life. Because something is shifting, and many of us can feel it, even if we don't yet have language for it. Over the last few years, I've been on a deep journey of rediscovery, and it began when I realized I was living under 4 invisible ceilings, 4 lids that were limiting my growth, my energy, and my impact. Let me name them for you. Lid number 1, I had outgrown the role I had. The title that I had was cumbersome. The role no longer resonated with what was inside of me, and it was pulling me away from the development track God was actually taking me on. I wasn't rebelling and I wasn't disengaged. I had simply grown, but my role had not developed with my growth. And when that happens, frustration quietly sets in. Lid number 2, energy drain. I would sit in meetings connected to my role and my mind would drift. Not because I didn't care about what was being said, but because I wasn't in the zone of my greatest contribution. For every 10 units of energy I put in, it felt like only 1 unit of productive output was being created. But when you've been in a flow state, you know the difference. When you're in a flow state, you're aligned with your calling. You can forget to eat, forget to sleep. Momentum generates more energy, not less. And I knew I wasn't living there anymore. Lid number 3, competition fatigue. The market I was in, the sector, the leadership world I was part of was full of incredible people, talented people. But the metrics everyone was chasing were drifting further and further away from what I was starting to value most. Every conference, every gathering, every comparison, it was all about the numbers, the platforms, and performance, but less and less about transformation, alignment, and long-term kingdom fruit. My spirit was tired of running someone else's race. Something had to shift. Then there's lid number 4, insufficient progress. Because the first 3 lids meant I was out of alignment, I was making less progress in the game I was in, and I didn't have the bandwidth to explore the new game I was being called to go and impact. A new mission needed to be discovered, new metrics needed to be set, a new role imagined, and a new future vision cast. I felt stuck between worlds. And maybe some of you know exactly what that feels like. It's time to lift the lid. Now, how did I lift the lid? There were 4 things that I did. Number 1, I reimagined the role, which broke through that ceiling. I got clarity. Number 2, I magnetized the mission. I unlocked a fresh motivation that would drive me each day. I reconnected with what truly mattered inside of me. Number 3, I created a category. I stopped trying to fit into the existing category and started to explore and build a new category. Number 4, I leveraged my impact and influence. I stepped into leadership in a fresh way. And that journey led me to something that has become deeply personal. That journey of lifting the lid resulted in 2 key things. First of all, Everyday Champions discovered its true identity. I knew since I gave it this name in 2006 that this wasn't just a church institution. That's why I never called it Everyday Champions Church. It was a movement. Now it has become a scalable digital movement, embryonic in form, but physical and digitally driven, that transforms followers into change leaders. Not spectators, not consumers, but people who know how to move culture wherever they are planted. And secondly, since 2018, I've built Personal Revolution, a personal development coaching company, bringing a transformational coaching program to organizations and individuals across multiple sectors, from business, healthcare, education, professional football, and beyond. But here's what became clear over time. The business was not an extra thing, and the church was not being replaced. This was not a side hustle, and this was not a distraction from ministry. This was a fresh expression of my calling. And I realized I was becoming something called a co-vocational leader. Not split focus, synergy. Now, I have to be obedient to the call and to equip an army, that could include you, of co-vocational leaders. Now, let's be clear here. For years, we've talked about bi-vocational leaders. That usually means someone who works two jobs. For example, a pastor plus another profession. The roles are separate. They might inform each other, but they live in different boxes. That is bi-vocational. But co-vocational is different. Co-vocational leadership means two callings, one mission. Your ministry and your vocation are intentionally integrated. They strengthen each other. They expand your influence. They create new kingdom space. Just like the Apostle Paul, his tent making was not a side gig. It was a strategic platform. It gave him access, credibility, connection, sustainability. It allowed the kingdom to move into places that a pulpit alone could never reach. So are you ready? How do you know if you might be part of this wave of co-vocational kingdom leaders? Let me give you 10 inner thoughts that often reveal you are ready. You're saying to yourself, I want to have a greater impact, but I feel limited to just one sphere of influence. You know there's more in you, more to give, more to build, and more to shape. Number 2. I want financial stability so I can pursue my calling without constant stress. This isn't greed. It's not fear. It's actually about stewardship and unlocking what you're potentially capable of earning. Number 3, you want your ministry to connect more deeply with the real world challenges that people face. You don't want to be abstract, and you want to be relevant. Number 4, you feel called to grow your leadership skills beyond what you're able to use right now. You want to be stretched. You want to be sharpened, and you want to expand. Number 5, you see the workplace as a mission field, and you know the kingdom belongs there, and you have the means of bringing it. Number 6, you thrive in challenge and you want to develop resilience. You're not afraid of pressure. In fact, you're built for more than right now you're carrying. Number 7, you want to lead with authenticity across every area of life, not simply one version for Sunday and another on a Monday. Number 8, you feel called to bridge the gap between church and community, church and the marketplace. You're a connector, a translator, a bridge builder. Number 9, you want to use your gifts in a way that multiplies your impact. You don't want to bury what you know God has given you. And number 10, you need a leadership model that can adapt to the future. You want sustainability. You want flexibility as well as relevance. So here's the question. If you answered yes to 7 or more of those, you might already be a co-vocational leader. Maybe you've just not had the language yet. That's why we've created these set of 10 thoughts, and we've actually put it into an assessment that you can fill in. And by filling this in, and if you want to drop your email to us, we want to stay in contact with you and to potentially help you on your journey. We want to communicate weekly so that we can encourage you on this journey of discovery, development, and deployment. I know that I exist to equip and mobilize this rising wave of kingdom influencers, to take what I've learned over the past 15 years and to help you accelerate your journey, to get further and faster. We want to partner with churches who want to release the professionals who currently are sat in their seats, who know that there's more in them, but maybe don't feel they're leveraging that with the opportunities they currently have. We want to walk with leaders who feel right now that stirring that we've been talking about today. Professionals, people in positions of influence or with aspirations for positions of influence. Because this is not about doing more. It's about becoming aligned. Ultimately, we want to partner with God and with others in rebuilding society. God has put the potential in his church, but we need to think differently. We need to break through these lids. We don't need people hidden in church buildings. We need people in the cities, in the workplaces, and in culture. Together, we need to become a people who are aligned, who are authentic, and advance the kingdom of God wherever we are planted. If what I've been sharing resonates with you, why don't you subscribe to this channel, share it with someone else who needs to hear it, and take the assessment below and let us know who you are and drop us your email address so we can stay in touch. Because the future of kingdom leadership will not be either church or marketplace, it will be both. And you might be standing right at the door of opportunity.